there, ladies and gents. Welcome to AFL Training's home training phase 1, brought to you together with Nutritech. We're giving you guys 21 days of free home-based workouts during this lockdown period with the COVID-19 pandemic. Just a reminder quickly to please go watch the introductory video just to get some basic details on the program and how it'll work exactly. And very importantly, remember, if you haven't been exercising or training recently, you must consult your doctor before starting this program, and I recommend doing so for any other program that you might choose to follow. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got planned for our first workout session. We're here at my home, set up here during this lockdown period. Let's just go down to, let's look at the workout we've got planned. Okay, so workouts of the day for day 1, we've got the average Joe, variation number 1. Okay, so we're doing as many reps as possible, an AMRAP in 15 minutes of 9 air squats, 7 sit-ups, 9 air squats, 6 sit-ups, and 3 push-ups. Men will be on their toes, females on their knees. Okay, the score will be your total reps. Our below average Joe, which is our second variation, will do a similar workout, also a 15-minute AMRAP. They do 9 air squats or sit to stands at a chair, 6 crunchies, and 3 push-ups at a table counter. Then they're going to take a compulsory 1 minute of rest after each round that they complete. Their score will also be in reps. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the goals, and I'm going to take you through the movements. I just want to check that the camera's set up correctly here. That's going to get me in when I'm demonstrating everything. So move this a little bit back. There we go. Okay, just checking it's running. Okay, so the goal, firstly, for your average Joes, you want to try and keep moving throughout this workout. Having said that, I suggest that you take the first 3 minutes a little bit slower than you think you should, and then after about 3 minutes you can see where your heart rate is at, and then if you're feeling great, then you can pick up the pace up a bit. If you're feeling a bit out of breath, you're going to slow it down slightly to a more manageable pace. For the below average Joes, I suggest you start slow, move comfortably through the movement, and you must take your compulsory rest after each round. Okay, that compulsory rest is going to just reduce the overall amount of volume that you do during the workout. So 24 to 48 hours you're not too stiff or sore, and it's also going to help you manage your cardiovascular response, your heart rate response to the exercise. Okay, for both groups, average Joes and the below average Joes, just take it slow. It is your first workout, especially if you haven't trained recently. Just take it at a comfortable pace, and you can see how you respond over the next day or 2. Okay, so let's go through the movements. We're going to start with the below average Joes first. The movements are a little bit simpler and easier to perform. You can use this as a warm-up. We will go through a specific warm-up just now, but you can do these movements first and progress from the below average Joe to the average Joe movement. So we'll look at the air squat first. So we're first going to get a chair. I'm just going to demo here. An air squat, you're going to stand feet shoulder width, comfortable position, just in front of the chair. I'm first going to squeeze my butt cheeks super tight together. My ribs are going to be down, like someone's going to punch me in the stomach. And from this position, okay, I'm going to then squat. Obviously, you're not going to keep your butt cheeks squeezed, but that's just to set your position. From here, hands high, I'm going to squat down, pushing my knees out, all the way down, keeping my back straight, my chest is up until my butt touches the chair, and then I'm going to stand tall. Okay, straight line from my ankles through my hips and knees to my shoulders. Again, hands as high as I can. Okay, now straight back, sitting just like you sit on the toilet, and then stand, pushing those knees out. I don't want my knees to cave in. I want my knees to be pushed out during this squat, so they stay over my ankles. Once you can do that, you can progress to a lower chair. This is quite a low chair, but just makes for good examples. So from here, you can do exactly the same. shoulder width, hands high, squat down, touch your butt, and stand tall. Okay, so your below average Joe, choose a comfortable seat height, try and get that crease of the hip just below the top of your knee. That's actually the standard for a full rep. And the average Joes will progress into doing a full air squat. Like that, keeping the back nice and straight through the full range of motion. If you want to go a bit faster, you can use your arms to speed up the motion, long as you lock out the hips at the top. Okay, second movement, sit-ups. So we're going to start with the crunchy for your below average Joe. Sorry, you're going to sit, or lie down I should say. Okay, hands on my legs, 90-degree bend at the knees. I'm going to just curl up through my trunk, try and touch my top of my knees, back down. Keep my head in neutral, so avoid tucking the chin excessively. Keep a neutral position, so a fist fits under my chin, and I'm going to sit up and down, or crunch up and crunch down. Okay. To progress on this, our average Joe is going to do a sit-up. They're going to touch behind them on the ground. They're going to throw their hands forward, and they're going to sit up. Hands come between the legs, sitting in a butterfly position. I'm going to touch the middle of my feet. Okay. From here, I'll go back down. Watch what's behind you. Touch the ground. My shoulders touch the ground. My hands touch the ground. I like to turn my hands this way. And then I'm going to swing my arms forward and sit up and touch my feet. My shoulder passes my hip joint. Okay? I'm not going to sit up and do this. Okay, I'm going to sit all the way up. Good back positioning and down. Swing. Good back positioning and touch my middle of my feet. Okay, that's the sit-up. Obviously, if you have any back pain, avoid doing this and give us a shout on AFL training. We can assist you there. So that's your crunchy progressing into your sit-up. Then for your push-up variation, we're going to start with just doing a push-up at a countertop. This is a table here, or box. You can use a table. It might be a little bit low, so counter might be a bit better. So you're going to just do a push-up on something like this. Hands are going to face forward, fingertips forward. Okay, I'm going to lock my arms out straight. Okay, from this position, I'm going to bring my chest towards the box. Just touch my chest to the box or the table counter and then push up. My head is in neutral, my ribs are down, my butt cheeks are tight. Touch and press up. Okay, lock my arms out all the way for the rep to count, and I must touch the table. If it's too hard, you can lift the table up or even do it against the wall. Okay, if you're not too strong with pressing. Progression to the next movement. Ladies are going to be doing this kneeling. Okay, on their knees they're going to lie flat. Hands at the side, elbows tucked in. Okay, and on the push-up we're doing opposite to what you'd normally do with the squat. With the squat we push down, knees out. Remember on the squat, as you squat you push your knees out. On the push-up we're going to basically screw our hands into the ground and tuck our elbows slightly. So, lying flat on the ground, fingers forward, and I'm going to press straight up, pivoting off my knees. Okay, and down, touch my chest to the ground, pivot off my knees. Okay, you can cross your legs if you want, and your feet can kind of move through the air to show that you are pivoting on the knees. Important, I don't want you to snake. So when you come up, I don't want you to do this, rounding your back, hyperextending your back. As you push up, move as a whole. If that's too hard, go to a high table counter or off the wall. Men can go off their toes, which is going to be like this. Okay, good positioning of the shoulders, fingers forward, elbow pits forward. From here, I'm going to come bring my chest to the ground. Same thing, I touch the ground and I'm going to press all the way up. As I push up, my knees, thighs, stomach and chest rise at the same time. until I'm locked out over my hands, and I go back down, touch, and press out. My head's in neutral, my ribs are down, my glutes are tight. Those are push-ups. Again, no snaking, so you don't want to do this. And then come up, that'll be a no rep. So as I push up, I want to come up in one motion. If you're snaking, men scale down to kneeling push-ups or scale down to counter or tabletop push-ups. Okay, so for a quick warm-up, let's look what we can do. I suggest doing 3 minutes of brisk walking. If you've been jogging recently, do a light jog. You can just do shuttles inside, simply running forward, turning around, running back, or just walking in a passage nice and fast, okay, at a brisk pace. Next, we do some loosening up of the shoulders and the low back. So standing nice and upright with long collarbones, pull your shoulders back, hands turned out. You're just going to do nice circles. You can start low, but you can get bigger and bigger and bigger. We'll do about 10 to 15 of these, then other direction, 10 to 15 of these, going forward, open, close, about 10 to 15 of these, okay, and then in diagonal, left and right, playing with angles, the same thing, like this. You shouldn't have any pain doing this, so if you've got pain, then don't do it. Contact us at AFL Training. Okay, next, I'm going to loosen up those low back. Okay, from here, I'm going to be on the ground. Again, similar to that sit-up position, feet next to each other, knees next to each other, shoulders on the ground. I'm just going to drop my knees left and drop my knees right. Left and right, keeping my feet on the ground. Just 15, even up to 30 of these, depending if you're feeling a little bit tight in the lower back. Okay, you can move a little bit more aggressively once you start loosening up. Okay, from there we're going to do some hip lifts. So I'm going to squeeze my glutes, I'm going to suck my tummy tight, squeeze my glutes and lift up till I'm level, straight line between my knees, hips and my shoulders. Not overextending, just to a level straight position with the knees, hips and shoulders in a straight line, back down and lift. Okay, just 5 to 10 of those. For the warm-up, you're going to progress into your kneeling or countertop push-ups. Just 5 to 10 of these just to warm up, nice and slowly. Okay, and then we're going to do some air squats. Also 5 to 10 of these. 5 slow, I suggest speeding them up. There and stand, there and stand. If that's too difficult, you can use a chair just to give you a target to touch. I wouldn't suggest sitting too much. Just keep your balance in that position and stand. 5 to 10 of those guys. And then we've got, last little bit, we're going to go into normal sit-ups. You can do crunchies if you're doing crunchies, or your normal sit-ups, like I showed you just now. And then we're going to do a set of push-ups. Okay, full push-ups, like this. Okay, and then we're good to go with the workout. Following that warm-up, once you're done, you finish the workout. Take about 3 minutes just to do some easy walking. Just walking at a comfortable pace, backwards and forwards in a passage or outside in the garden. And then I want you to do 2 stretches for me. We're going to do a leg hug stretch. So lying on the ground again in that same bent knee position. I'm going to bring my knee to my chest. I'm going to go underneath my thigh or my hamstring here, interlock my fingers, and I'll just bring my knee towards my chest. Okay, I'm going to hold it for 20 to 30 seconds. And I repeat on the other side, same thing, 20 to 30 seconds. I'm going to repeat it at least once more each, if you want a third time. Okay, that's the one stretch. The second stretch will be facing a wall, hand against the wall. Again, I'm just going to turn away from the wall on the spot. So I'll get a stretch in my chest, in front of my shoulder, just a gentle stretch. Also 20 to 30 seconds, repeated 2 to 3 times. Other side, hand against the wall at a horizontal level, turn on the spot, turn away, stretching the chest. Okay. Last thoughts. Remember to take it slow during this workout. Don't push too hard. It's your first workout. Enjoy it. Have fun. Go post your scores underneath this post on social media, and we can compare some scores there. And God bless you guys and be safe during this lockdown period.